Hi there, this is Lee. And we're still talking about public affairs and the presidential election and the aftermath, and all the thinking and talking and speculating and analysis that goes along with such occurrences like this. I created a video a few days ago speaking about seeing through a glass clearly and not darkly. And the fact that there are so many protests in the streets against the election of Donald Trump is kind of taking me aback a little bit. He was democratically elected. He wasn't selected. If you see that electoral map, it's bloody red from sea to shining sea almost. Most of the center is red, and there's like edges of blue. I don't know if Arizona has officially called the race, but Arizona is definitely trending towards Donald Trump. Michigan was a narrow race, but again, Donald Trump is ahead, so he won Michigan as it stands. And, you know, she lost. Hillary Clinton lost. Even while she arranged to cheat the rules with the media, with the powers that be, with the superdelegates, she stacked the deck in her favor with the assistance of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She gamed the system, even tried to arrange for a Republican competitor that she thought she could beat and try to low key assist him through his primary so she could have an easy win. She still lost. All these advantages, all these tricks that she played, and she sabotaged the campaign of the stronger competitor who could have beat Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders. So Hillary Clinton actually sabotaged the campaign of the stronger competitor in her own primary, Bernie Sanders. She kneecapped him with the assistance of the party elite and the superdelegates that declared their allegiance and loyalty to her even before campaigning started. She even had Google working for her. WikiLeaks showed us that. It's in WikiLeaks. So WikiLeaks said, screw the don't be evil part. We'll just, put ourselves in Hillary Clinton's camp. Go Hillary. The mainstream media, WikiLeaks showed us that the mainstream media was also gaming the system, providing her positive coverage, hiding her malfeasance or downplaying it, and then attacking anyone who challenged Hillary Clinton on the bad things that she had done to other people. She also had the assistance of our sitting president, the first lady. Everyone came out to assist Hillary Clinton. The only people who didn't want Hillary Clinton was the voters. So she had everyone else but the voters on her side. And so, what are you protesting? Um, she sabotaged Bernie Sanders. She destroyed his campaign, destroyed his movement, and obliterated until it went into five different directions. She destroyed that which she could not build herself. She was never able to piece together a movement or a coalition or a winning strategy for herself. All she could do is destroy that of other people. So then she destroyed the progressive movement of Bernie Sanders. And apparently there was leverage where Bernie Sanders had a non-aggression agreement with her and let her skate on a lot of things that she had done. And that was probably one of the reasons why he was not able to hold his own coalition together or withstand her attacks, because he had that non-aggression agreement. He was working with one hand tied behind his back, which he agreed to before he even ran. Robbie Mook's email showed us that they actually did have an agreement whereby Bernie Sanders would not attack her on certain issues that she needed to be attacked on, because they later came up during the general election. And if Donald Trump had such an agreement, he disregarded it. Even though he had been a recipient of assistance from Hillary Clinton's campaign for the $2 billion in free media coverage that elevated him over his Republican challengers. Whatever agreement he had with Hillary Clinton's campaign, he threw it out the window during the general. So Hillary Clinton thought she was playing, but she got played. The game was turned on her. She built a monster, and the monster turned on her. And so, all these backroom deals, these low-key kneecapping strategies that Hillary Clinton used, she was never about advancing the interests of the American people. She was about advancing the interests of herself. If she had been about advancing the American people, she would have stepped aside for Bernie Sanders since he was the stronger competitor. He had more years of experience. He had more ways of working across the aisle from his long years in the Congress and as a senator. He was, came from an independent background. People gravitated towards him. He actually won the independents in the primaries, so he was able to build a winning coalition. But Hillary Clinton decided to destroy that for her own ambition. She wanted to be president, no matter who she hurt, the American people, her fellow politicians in the Democratic Party. It didn't matter. And so that's how she made it through the Democratic primary, by cheating and destroying and rigging. And she tried that again against her general election competitors once she discovered that Gary Johnson's support came from people who would otherwise vote for her. She and her media friends attempted to destroy Gary Johnson's support and suppress his support. He was already on all 50 ballots, so she couldn't block his ballot access. And I at the time where ballot access was being acquired, I don't think anyone realized that libertarians would actually attract Hillary Clinton supporters, but it was likely due to being socially liberal, and then the free trade support that Gary Johnson had. He supported free trade. Hillary Clinton supports free trade, despite what she says now. And so once she discovered through polling, she went and targeted Gary Johnson and attacked him until his support went down. She definitely damaged Jill Stein's campaign with her mainstream media friends, doing constant stream of hit pieces and smearing Jill Stein. And unfortunately, Jill Stein was not afforded the $2 billion in free media to answer back. She had to find ways through social media or through campaign donations to actually buy media time in order to have equal access, not even equal access, any access to actually clarify and identify and define what the Green Party is, what it stood for, who she was, and what she stood for. And I also have my suspicions that I do think that Jill Stein's votes were fractionalized counting program into the voting machines, which are, without a method of auditing. So we don't know if that can be proved. But I do believe that the Queen of Fracking maybe had some assistance in fracking Jill Stein's votes, and perhaps flipping those into her column the same way that Bernie Sanders had his votes fractionalized and then flipped, suppressed, and disappeared, to give Hillary Clinton the illusion of strength. She was the weakest candidate, but through cheating and rigging, and mainstream media creating false narratives, she was able to portray an appearance of strength. It was a hollow strength, which is why she fell on her face on election day. But anyway, so through these means of creating a hollow perception of political strength, Hillary Clinton was able to get herself through the primary by destroying other people and their campaigns, and through the general election by destroying and damaging other campaigns. But she came up against someone who was stronger than herself, someone who knew the game. Sanders supporters had been vocal about what happened. There were reports. And so the Republican Party, the Donald Trump for President campaign had been forewarned. And so they knew how to block Hillary Clinton's blatant attempts at cheating and rigging and defrauding voters. And so she was not able to carry off what she likely thought she would be able to do. It didn't work for her, even with all the advantages of the party elite pulling levers for her, thumbing the scale, blocking, tackling all of her obstacles for her. The more they did that, the more she was able to coast on her weakness. She was never able to gain strength as a political candidate because everyone did her dirty work for her. She was never able to increase in strength. There are other female political candidates, politicians who are strong, who are able to stand on their own 2 feet and lead movements, be change agents. They are not Hillary Clinton. Thankfully, they are able to stand on their own 2 feet and be political leaders in their own right. So, for all the protesting that's going on in Hillary Clinton's name in Washington, D.C., I think it's a waste of time. You're defending which is indefensible. Hillary Clinton is not even worth the effort. Donald Trump is the president. He won his presidency mostly fair and square, it appears to me. I wouldn't say totally because, I'm not part of his campaign. I don't know what all was going on there. But in comparison to all the trickeration and malfeasance committed in Hillary Clinton's name during the primary and certainly during the general election, Donald Trump, won. And I think that should be accepted. This is the way it is. And actually, his win is a referendum on the pro-corporate policies championed by both Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. And people have just gone weary of these policies, the transfer of wealth from the 99% up to the 1%. It's been constant and unending and unceasing to the point that people just don't want any more of it. They want a change. Not the kind of change that Barack Obama brought us of transferring that wealth upward. They want that wealth to be distributed through jobs, through programs, through opportunities, business opportunities, entrepreneurships. And Hillary Clinton campaigned on, well, it's going to be just like with Barack Obama. That's what I'm going to do, only a little bit worse. And people said, no, no, thank you. And so what are you protesting? That doesn't make any sense. Again, rather than protesting against something that's not defensible, a woman who cheated her way through the entire race and lost, which is like it should be. I mean, usually every movie you watch, someone cheats, they lose. That's a happy ending, actually, for most people. So the time and energy spent on Hillary Clinton, I think, would be better served on guiding and watching your own lives. For instance, this Trans-Pacific Partnership, it's coming down the pipeline in the lame duck session. This was not brought by Donald Trump or the Republican Party. This trade deal, this NAFTA, ask your parents about NAFTA. Those of you Generation X, Generation Y know firsthand that NAFTA was a disaster. Trans-Pacific Partnership is even worse, 1,000 times worse. And so Barack Obama is the one who's been trying to troll up support for Trans-Pacific Partnership. Very harmful for the ordinary citizen. It's not such a thing as a trade deal as a power move, an effort to give power of our government, which is composed of we the people. So basically giving up the power of we the people to mega corporations, mega international corporations. It's obscene, including the investor state dispute settlement clause, which says We won't even be able to use our own court system to protect ourselves against these corporations. Think of what's happening with the Dakota Access Pipeline even now, where we have a corporation that's overtaken our state government and is now in charge of our state government and is using our state government, the police force, the criminal justice system, to terrorize the Native American population and the citizens of North Dakota. That's not the way it's supposed to be. We, the people, are the ones who are supposed to be in charge, not the corporations. I've seen what is happening out there. So again, rather than spending your time defending Hillary Clinton and or Barack Obama, focus on what's happening in North Dakota, the fact that a corporation is giving orders to our police force to commit atrocities against us, the citizens. That's not the way it's supposed to be. And then now we have this Trans-Pacific Partnership. There's going to be a protest in Washington, D.C. against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. It starts on November 12th and it runs through November 17th, I believe. These are forces that need to be addressed now, immediately today. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, the Dakota Access Pipeline, if you're in the middle of the United States, if you're in that geographic region, turn your eyes to the North Dakota Access Pipeline. If that oil leaks into the Missouri River actually connects to the Mississippi River. So it's not just North Dakota, it's everyone along that river route that will be poisoned by the water. There are many cities and municipalities that use these rivers as their water source. And if it's poisoned by the oil constantly going downstream through the middle of America, it's not just the Sioux Nation that's going to get poisoned. It's everyone else along that route, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. So this is something that everyone needs to be paying attention to. And then also, if you're in the Northeast region, the Trans-Pacific Partnership actually encompasses such an array of issues that it should not be overlooked. Definitely what was born inside Hillary Clinton's State Department and then taken up by Barack Obama, who has promised all of his corporate backers that he will transfer our power to govern ourselves to them. That is what our president is trying to do to us. That is what I say that is what I mean when I say you cannot defend that which is indefensible. This is indefensible. Don't defend it. Fight against it. If you are in the Washington, D.C. area, November 12th through the 17th, you might want to expend your energy protesting the Trans-Pacific Partnership and the people who are bringing it to you, Barack Obama, on behalf of Hillary Clinton, rather than targeting Donald Trump, who is not involved with this, who did not create it, and who is against the Trans-Pacific Partnership as well. And then also the constant military interventions and other negative trade deals and things like that. So pick your battles. That's what I'm saying in a nutshell. Pick your battles. Be very focused on the issues, not the personalities. Pay attention to all arenas. Don't just go by what the mainstream media tells you, because they are colluding with Hillary Clinton. They were, and definitely the Democratic Party. Pay attention to your own research. Find out who's who and what's what. Don't be fooled by personality issues. Look at the issues themselves, the political issues, the platforms, the things that affect your day-to-day living. Good luck.